1960s, London was the capital of the world, and two men ran that capital. Two hoodlums, two brothers, twins, as different as they were alike, bonded by a lust for power, bonded by blood.
Who loves you, eh? That's right, Mummy loves you.
These are the Kray twins, Ronald and Reginald. You know, me and my brother, we're going to rule London.
The Krays are gangsters.
My question is your last name Kray?
Listen to yourself once, you're fucking nuts!
Why are you Kray? Nothing to myself. These boys are special. Cause you scare the shit out of me, boys. Wonderful.
Ronald Kray possesses possibly the soundest mind I've seen in 26 years of psychiatric practice. But times integrity down the toilet.
The Queen would survive, but God saved the rest of us.
We could have had a fabulous life before all these murders. We had it made and we could have gone to better things. You two would have been somebody. You was fading light. Now everything's gone. You've blown it. Everything. Father, me, you. We're going to go. I know we are. And everything's finished.
Albert Donahue. Albert Redding. Albert Dimes. Alfie Gerard.
There's lots of people walking around in the East End of London
Billy Frost.
that's been hit on the chin by Reggie. But I wouldn't say that about Ronnie.
Billy Hill.
There'd be a different kettle of fish with Ronnie, because Ronnie wouldn't be happy with just hitting you on the chin.
Outside the Blind Beggar pub in the 1950s.
He'd look for you until he found you and he would hurt you.
Henry Buller Ward.
Simple as that.
Carol Skinner, known as Blonde Carol.
You would fear Ronnie. There's no two ways about it.
Charlie Kray.
If Reggie sent for you and wanted to see you in Valence Road,
Actress Barbara Windsor and Charlie Kray Sr.
you'd have a cup of tea with him and you'd walk out.
Old Charlie Kray.
If Ronnie sent for you, you'd take 6 pairs of pants with you.
Albert Dimes and his wife Rosie.
That's the difference between the two of them.
Charlie Richardson. Charlie and Reggie Kray. Chris and Tony Lambrianou.
He was feared, and anybody that said they wasn't frightened of him is telling lies.
Eddie Richardson.
You know, I mean, I've heard loads of rubbish in the papers and seen all the rest of it. And I tell you what,
Eric Mason.
if the man was alive today, they would be shitting themselves, you know, in case he did ever get out.
Charlie Richardson.
I wasn't frightened of him because I knew how to handle him.
Father Hetherington, who refused to marry Reggie and Francis and later said in 1970, "Not merely was there not the faintest hope of either of them finding happiness together, but I could see them causing serious harm to one another." Frankie Fraser leaving prison.
But if he had the hump on me, I'd keep well away.
Frank Mitchell, dubbed the Mad Axeman.
Until Reggie sorted it out.
Freddie Foreman, Charlie Kray, Albert Donahue, Ronnie Kray, and Reggie Kray. Freddie Foreman. Free Reggie Kray protest.
I opened my eyes. He said, "Now I'm going to burn your eyes. I'm going to burn your eyes out."
The gun that Reggie Kray attempted to murder Jack McVitie with, later found at the bottom of a river. Ian Barry with Reg Kray.
In the end, you got this pair of paranoid schizophrenics.
Jack Dixon.
In charge of London, but not in charge of themselves.
Jack Spot Comer.
Ronnie Kray, he wanted to be Al Capone all his life.
Johnny Nash and Joey Pyle.
Within my head, he kind of made it.
The legendary Judy Garland.
I suppose they're up there with Jack the Ripper.
Reggie, Charlie, and Ronnie.
It was the swinging 60s in London. The Beatles and the Rolling Stones were famous.
Leonard Nipper Reid.
And so were Reg and Ron Kray, Britain's most notorious gangsters.
Leslie Payne, born 1924, died 1990, was a conman who worked for the Krays during the 1960s.
The Kray twins were London's answer to the Chicago Mafia. They ran frauds and protection rackets.
Leslie Payne, the twins, and Tommy, the Bear, Brown. In the center, Alfred Willie, or more commonly known as Limehouse Willie. On the right, Ronnie Kray and unknown person on the left. Lisa Prescott, also known as Patricia Watson. She accompanied Frank Mitchell at Barking Road in December 1966 after being chosen by the twins. Robert John Graham Boothby, Baron Boothby, KBE, born 1900, died 1986. All three Kray brothers outside 178 Valence Road.
Yet they were part of swinging London's in crowd.
Labour MP Tom Dryburgh and Conservative MP Lord Boothby.
Their criminal empire lasted only 10 years.
Ronnie with Lord Boothby.
But they spent 30 years in prison, during which they became living legends.
Longtime good friend of the Kray family, Maureen Flanagan Cox. Moesha Blueball, real name Morris Goldstein. He was a heavy who worked for Jack Comer. Namone Lethbridge, the twins' lawyer in the early days.
And when they died, huge crowds turned out for their funerals.
A police frogman about to search a river for the gun Reggie Kray attempted to shoot Jack the Hat McVitie with. A prison van taking the Krays and fam to court in 1969. Ronnie Kray looking out through a prison van window on his way to court.
Their reputation as Britain's first celebrity gangsters
Tony Lambriana on his way to court.
was sealed when a movie was made of their lives.
Reg Kray looks out through the window of his prison van. Reg Kray, Jack Kidberg, Ted Kid Lewis, Charlie Kray, Terry Spinks and Ronnie Kray. Reggie and Francis.
60s London had suddenly discovered personality, celebrity in people.
Albert Donahue with Reggie Kray. Reggie and Charlie.
They fitted into the whole world of fame, celebrity, stars.
Freddie Foreman and Reggie Kray.
It was part of their mystique that they was, this identical side, identical twins.
Reggie Kray with private investigator George Devlin.
And if you hurt one, you had to hurt the other one.
It meant they could fight as one. They had telepathy between themselves. They could understand what the other was doing or saying without actually using any words.
It was a partnership. They wouldn't do anything without each other.
Rita Smith, Ronnie Kray, Gary Kray and Reggie Kray in the backyard at 178 Valence Road. Reggie.
If one was upset about something.
Ronnie Bender.
He wouldn't have nobody else around. It was just them to talk about it.
Ronnie Hart.
When I looked at Ronnie and Reggie, I could tell this violence in them.
Ronnie Kray and Bobby Buckley.
They definitely had it, and in abundance.
Ronnie Kray and Ian Barry on the right.
They were dangerous people, and they weren't the kind of people that you'd mess around with.
The Colonel Ronnie Kray.